Hey everyone, welcome back to Not Another Watch channel. We're here with another Invicta. This is their Daytona-like watch, the Speedway. So like I said, this is the Invicta 14381. It is called the Speedway by them. This is a Daytona-like watch. A lot of the characteristics are very similar to the Daytona. I thought since my last video on my Invicta did so well, the Pro Diver, I figured I would give another one of these a try and see what I thought about it. Upon first reviewing the watch, I think it's a great looking watch. This time I went with a quartz Invicta to see if there's a real quality drop-off between their automatic watches and their quartz watches, and right out of the box, I don't really get that vibe, but there is a difference. Taking a quick look at the face here, you can see it's set up very similarly to the Daytona. The one thing I really, right off the bat, don't love about it is that they have the subdials listed second, minute, hour, which I think is a little cheesy, but that's just how they do it. You'll also notice that because there's a subdial that says seconds, the main hand that goes around that on a Daytona would be the chrono second hand is actually just the second hand for this watch, and it's always running. This also features the screw-down crown and the screw-down pushers for start, stop, and resetting of the chronograph, which I think is a nice touch at a watch that comes in right around $75. It also has 200 meters of water resistance due to all those screw-down capabilities, so that is nice because I don't even have that much confidence in my Pro Diver, but this one I feel like would be much more likely to withstand water. Ironic, I know, because Pro Diver versus the Daytona, but as you can see here, this does not have a see-through case back, which gives me more faith in its water tightness. As far as I can tell, the bracelet and the clasp are both the same as my Pro Diver, except this, as you can see on the inside, every link says Invicta on it, which I'm not sure why they would do that, because I doubt people are trying to imitate those bracelets or sell them as knockoffs, but just something interesting I noticed upon first taking it out of the box and looking it over. This case is also 40 millimeters, which is the same as the current Daytona, so it does wear very similarly to that, as you can see here on the wrist. It does sit nicely. I've never, not never, but I don't have a lot of time with the Rolex Daytona, so comparing this for me is more of just from memory, but I do like the way this sits on the wrist. Trying to keep it with the racing heritage, they went with the tachymeter bezel, which I like, and I do like how it's like the old Daytona and it's in the steel color, so it sits very naturally on the watch and doesn't really draw too much attention to the outside of it, but it also kind of helps make it look a little smaller on the wrist, which is probably good for a lot of people that don't have large wrists. The Lume, as you can see here, this is just a still photo because there really wasn't anything worth time-lapsing or showing moving, is really only some of the hour markers and the hour and minute hand, so you really don't see anything changing or moving. None of the subdials are loomed, none of the outside of the bezel is loomed, the second hand isn't loomed, so it's very simplistic. Not that you would expect much more on a watch at this price point, but even the Pro Diver gives you a little more to see in your wrist in the dark. From what I can tell online, there's also a model number 9211, which is cheaper than this one. It has a little more face texture and design to it. I'm not sure what the actual difference is, but it's about $20. That one was like a $55 watch. This one was right around $80, so I went with the slightly more expensive one just to see if it was a better watch. But if you like it and you don't want to spend $80, there was one for $50. Overall, for just a quick little late night purchase, I'm pretty happy with this watch based on how I had already felt about my Pro Diver. I think this watch would last the test of time also. I'll update you guys somewhere down the line on how it's doing, but it is, in my opinion, a very nice looking chronograph type watch at a very, very reasonable price point. If you're not one of those people that hates Invicta for the sake of hating Invicta, then I think this is a watch that you could be very happy with, and I would strongly recommend to anyone looking for a lower price point chronograph that still wants a metal Daytona looking chronograph. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I know this one was short, but filming this on Christmas Eve and just got this today, so I figured I would rather just get it out now, show it to everyone, and have it living out there on the web. And the next one I do will be a little longer, but thanks for sticking around. Happy holidays to everyone, and see you next time.